We talk a lot about success, money, freedom, happiness. But let me ask you something simpler. How do you stay calm when someone cuts you off on the road? Or when garbage is thrown right outside your car window? Or when your tax money is spent cleaning what someone else casually dirtied? Because in moments like these, it's not the money that disappears, it's the peace of mind. And this is where civic sense quietly enters our life. Civic sense isn't a rule book, it's an unspoken argument. We don't read it anywhere, we absorb it from how people behave in public, how they treat the environment, how they treat each other. And if we are honest, this is where we struggle. Not because we are uneducated, not because we don't know better, but because somewhere along the way we learned this idea: what's mine, I'll protect, what's shared, someone else will handle. This is why someone throws out garbage to keep his car clean at the expense of the society. Humans exploit shared resources for their own benefit because shared spaces don't feel owned. And when something doesn't feel like ours, we stop caring. This is how small actions pile up. One person throws trash, no one reacts. So the next person does it too, and the next. And over time, neglect starts feeling acceptable. This isn't just about cleanliness, it affects health. Blocked drains cause floods, reckless driving causes deaths, and then we blame the system. But systems reflect behavior. As children, we are rarely taught to clean up our own mess. Think about it. When food spills, when plates pile up, when something gets dirty, someone else handles it. At home, it's the house help or it's mom. So the lesson that quietly settles in is this: cleaning is someone else's job, not something we carry responsibility for. And there is a deeper layer to this, one that's embedded in our history. For generations, cleanliness in our society was outsourced to a specific group of people, a marginalized section whose role was to clean for everyone else. So the idea of shared ownership never fully developed. Public spaces didn't feel like our spaces, they felt like someone else's responsibility. And when responsibility is outsourced, care disappears. The moment something feels like it belongs to you, you protect it, you take care of it. And the moment it doesn't, you let it go. That's why civic sense isn't really about rules, it's about ownership. Until shared spaces feel personal, they'll always be disposable. Which brings me to an interesting contrast. Japan. Children there go to school alone, and once they are inside, they clean their own classrooms. Not because there is no staff, but because the space is considered theirs. From a young age, they are taught that shared space is their personal responsibility. So when they grow up treating shared spaces as their own, care becomes automatic. Later, when they step into the public life, that same mindset carries forward. The street feels personal, the city feels personal, the country feels personal. And when something feels personal, you don't damage it casually. Care is automatic. Now look at the contrast. Here in India, stopping at an empty red light, forming a proper queue when others don't, not honking back, are often met with awkward looks, as if doing the right thing is the unusual choice. And that difference matters because culture isn't built by instructions, it's built by what feels normal. People don't behave better because they are morally superior. They behave better because the environment makes good behavior normal, which means change doesn't start with slogans or complaints or waiting for authorities. It starts with one visible action, one person following the rule even when it feels awkward, one person picking up trash when no one's watching, one person slowing down even when the road is empty, because behavior is contagious. Just like mess spreads, so does care. When someone sees you doing the right thing, they adjust. Not because you told them to, but because you showed them what was possible. What felt awkward before stops feeling awkward once someone goes first. Civic sense isn't about being perfect, it's about deciding that shared spaces are our spaces. And the moment that shift happens, cities change. Not from the top down, but from the inside out. That's the flip. Until next time, keep questioning what you contribute before questioning what you are given.